3-goal lead. Going into the second period, it was that 2-goal lead instead of a 1-goal lead. So don't let the other team settle in and feel comfortable and feel like they've got a chance. That deflator on that power play goal by Cole Caulfield goes such a long way into the third period.
So back underway at the start of the third. Victor Finlay with Dave Poulin. And Slovakia did give a good push in a couple moments in that second period, but ultimately the American offense appears to be unstoppable with 11 goals through 5 periods in this tournament. Alex Turcotte chases one down low with Andre Golian. Poked over by Turin. This is the top Slovak defensive pairing. And both Turin and Golian, very possible they get drafted this year into the NHL, as the centering feed is corralled by Hoschak. Moved all the way down the ice. Chromiak with York. Chromiak takes it from the corner. Tries to spin around, and Americans take it right back. Moynihan swirls it down the ice off the boards. Sent right back up by Mudra. Taken in by the Americans, though, out of the corner. Slovakia take it right back. Can't clear. Held in by Cam York. Short lateral pass over. Sent around the boards for Caulfield. Back to the point. York with a quick snapshot. That one's gobbled up by Patrick Kozel.
Cam York, a nice job of getting the puck through from the point. Very strong game yesterday with 2 assists. A great little backhand setup that he had penetrating from the point. Yesterday, the way they were set up on their penalty kill, they were giving Cam York the shot from the top, and he took full advantage of it.
Bouncing puck on the wing. Ends up coming back to the Slovaks. Levitska under some pressure. Found an option. Centered back out in front. Levitska's there again. Now the Americans take it back. Centered. Scores! Jack Hughes, second of the contest, makes it a 6-2 American lead.
Jack Hughes setting up in that slot, getting the pass from Cole Caulfield. Real quick release. The way the Americans have started and ended periods is very impressive, Victor. A period's 20 minutes long, and far too often there's a late goal or an early goal. We see Michael Gilden behind the net dig that puck out for Caulfield. Watch the little pass, short game. Love to talk about golf, and the short game's a very important part of it. Boys showing they have a good short game. Caulfield putting it on the tee literally for Jack Hughes. Not a golf analogies right now, but Jack Hughes making no mistake for his 4th point of the tournament.
Well, the point totals of Caulfield and Hughes are inflating quickly. Same can be said for Matthew Boldy, too. It's Gilden and Caulfield. Both draw assists on that goal. And now Alex Vlasic beneath his own goal line turns it over. Puck was knocked away, though, from Chromiak. Drifts through into the American slot. The USA take it over the blue line. Drop back. Vlasic gives it right back to Beecher, who centers. In front there was Judd Caulfield, but he was tied up tight. Now Vlasic back to the far side. Another shot incoming, and this one's hung on to as well by Kozel.
Back to Jack Hughes for a second. The consensus #1 player in the upcoming draft, and his dad Jimmy worked with me with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Director of Player Development. His mother Ellen, a great All-American hockey player at University of New Hampshire, so it's clearly in the bloodlines. Quinn Hughes made his pro debut with the Vancouver Canucks this year. He's on his way to the World Championship after 2 years at Michigan and joining the Canucks late in the season.
Got a younger brother, Luke, who's pretty good as well.
I believe he's a little Caesar in the Detroit area.
Shot for the blue line, doesn't quite get through. Alex Turcotte behind the net. Jack Hughes played the Toronto Marlboros in Canada for a little bit.
He did when his dad was working with us with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Mississauga Steelheads actually drafted him in the first round of the OHL priority selection, but who's opted to go the American route. As Marshall Warren passes to the side, centered, and that squeaks over the goal line. Another for the Americans within the first 4 minutes of the third, and they're well in control now, up 7-2.
And that's Owen Lindmark with that goal. He and Sean Farrell part of that group that picks up a winger through with only 11 forwards playing, but starts with a real nice play with Marshall Warren, who's been up ice nicely today, and Turcotte with the little feed out. Short game once again. 5-foot passes. Marshall Warren, Alex Turcotte puts it out in front for Lindmark, right in the perfect shooting position. That one just trickles over the line. No pictures in the box score, Owen. They all count. That could have hit under the bar and gone down and counted the exact same way.
First of the tournament for Naperville, Illinois, Owen Lindmark.
Goal for Team USA.
Scored a couple with the American under-17 team, and the World Hockey under-17s in 2017.
Marshall Warren's had a nice night tonight, too. Jumped up on the play a little bit more, a little more comfortable.
Now with the blue line here, Patrick Moynihan. Delivered that one to the near side. Ushered back to Cam York, who passes across, cutting in front, and that's kicked away. Now Jack Hughes gets past one, but lost the puck on the near side. Down the ice, Martin Chromiak throws on the brakes. Tries to shake off the defense all by himself, though. Finally gets some teammates now, and he centers for Soika, who takes a shot. And Rowe, who's a busy man in the second period, makes a stop here in the third. Crossing over the blue line, here's Jack Hughes again to the net, and he'll draw a penalty as he went in hard. This will be a hook assessed to the Slovaks.
The importance of that goal at the end of the second period, making it 5-2 and giving the U.S. that little bit of a cushion, I think just propels them into the third. Early goals by both Hughes and Lindmark in the third now make it look like a blowout game, but it was not anywhere near that at 4-2 late in the period. In fact, the Slovaks had a couple of excellent opportunities. Jack Hughes going wide there and drawing the penalty. And look at the big man, Dominic Soika, 6'6", 220. The goal tonight.
Gaidos in the box. Now here's a chance developing. Maxim Chaykovich in on a break. And he fires that one high off the glass. Boy, Chaykovich's had a couple of good looks, but just hasn't been able to finish.
Chaykovich really has, and really smart play by Cam York, though. If you watch him on the back check, he knows he's putting him into a worse shooting position and letting the goalie pick his angle. And what he doesn't have to interfere with him, he just puts him at a bad angle. You can see he's defending him from coming across by putting his stick out like that. He's telling the player you're not coming across at all, so he's letting the goalie know that it's a shot coming, that there's no chance of a deke across in front of him. So well played by the defenseman and the goaltender Cameron Rowe there to take away the angle of Maxim Chaykovich.
Jack Hughes was the tournament MVP last year with 12 points. Chaykovich had a great tournament, though, too, with 11 points, just one off the mark.
Chaykovich's been impressive today.
Ranked number 91 amongst North American skaters. As York passes over to the far side. Back down low. Turcotte looking to pass. Tried to find Caulfield for the hat trick. This is slammed off the glass and out, though, by the Slovaks.
Well, nice deception, though, by Turcotte.
Shot incoming, scores! Oh, that was an odd one. Adrian Valagura in on the wing, shot that off the defenseman, and it totally fooled Cam Rowe.
The true definition of a change-up. Baseball season has started, so you see Valagura come in on the wrong, on his offside. Stick in the middle of the ice. And a bouncing puck here, and watch as the shot is released. I think it hits Cam York twice. I believe it hits him in the stick and then hits him in the shin pad. changes the speed of the puck totally and leaks by the right pad of Cameron Rowe. Balaguer showing he has a little celebration in him. Not overly emoting, knowing he's down 7-3, but you're allowed to celebrate a good goal in the under-18 World Championships.
Balaguer, another big Slovak forward at 6'3". So short-handed. That's the first non-power play goal in this tournament for the Slovaks, but it still counts as a special teams marker. It's a hard shot for the blue lines, blocked by a Slovak in front. And they'll pass it down the ice again. Here we go again. Now Price with a shot, and that stopped. Might have taken some lumber on the hand.
Reich did take a pretty good slash here and tried to draw a penalty. Took the hand out of the glove and gave it a good shake in front of the referee, but he didn't bite.
Now Fensori passes down low. Snap back up to the blue line. To the far side, centering feed, blocked by goalie. To the point again, comes back for Fensori. Looking down low, pass deflected off the stick of Simon Gillis. Now behind the net, Gilden out to the face-off dot. McCarthy couldn't get it, and now rushing down the ice is Chromiak for Slovakia. Chromiak shoots, scores! The short-handed Slovak unit proves to be lethal. 2 on the same power play, and they trail by 3.
Special teams nightmare. Coach John Robleski not happy right now, having a little chat with Michael Gilden, and all of a sudden the breathing space they had is not there. What a nice finish, looking pass all the way, and he opens the stick angle up right there and then closes it and fires it. Looked like he was coming across to Yelis. Changed that shot totally, and Chromiak puts it up and over the bar. Another little smile behind that face, Cage. 7-4 now. Not happy at all. Going on a power play at 7-2 and giving up 2 shorthanded goals. And that coaching staff will be sending a few reminders out on the bench right now. Gentlemen, number 1, this game isn't over. And number 2, at no time ever in a game do we like sloppy habits like that.
Here's a chance now for the States to the net. Oh, and they can't finish it. Lots of space on the near side as Kozel stops it. And now he'll smother it. Boy, the Slovaks make it a game of this with 2 shorthanded markers. Well, the Americans with a couple big early goals in the 3rd period, and they're big because if they didn't score them, it would be a 1-goal game. 2 shorthanded markers from Slovakia have them back to within 3.
Well, think about the goal late in the 3rd or 2nd period by Cole Caulfield to make it 5-2. 2 early ones in the 3rd. And to the Slovaks' credit, they come storming back, and they're not done yet.
Here's Chaykovich with a shot. That's stopped by Rowe. Centered again, and a quick one from Soika is also turned aside, and the puck is frozen.
It's going to be a foot put down on the U.S. bench here that says, gentlemen, we're going to get to points this season where we've got to play really tight, or of this tournament where we've got to play really tight defensively. And one of them is right now. 12.5 minutes left in the game.
Jack Hughes to face off against Balaguer, who scored the first shorthanded marker. Martin Chromiak, 2nd of the tournament, was the 2nd. And now from the neutral zone, here come the Americans again. Caulfield on the backhand, and a big stop from Kozel. He robs Jack Hughes.
Patrick Kozel with the big left hand save. A 2-1, and Cole Caulfield shows his stick strength here that starts the 2-on-1 as he strips the Slovakian defenseman right there. And then showing pass. Deeks around the D, puts it out in front for Jack Hughes, who elevates it nicely. Kozel answers.
Off the wing, another shot, rebound, and Kozel stops it with the paddle.
That was the best save of the game. And there've been good ones.
Boy, head coach William Cacho has decided to stick with Kozel through all 7 goals.
And he's earned that. Oh, what a stop. And that might have been twice.
So here comes Slovakia again, looking to build off the momentum from two massive stops from their goalie. Back down the ice it comes for Andre Golian. Thumped into the boards by Cole Caulfield, and delayed penalty, it looks like, upcoming here for the Americans.
They're going to call this interference for a late hit or a board, one of the two. Caulfield doesn't like it. I don't think he should either. Maybe a little bit late and a little bit strong as the hand goes up. I'm not buying a boarding, I'll buy an interference. And they're not going to tell us.
Well, Caulfield.
Well now, well, Victor.
I was about to say for 5'7", Cole Caulfield not showing he's afraid to throw around the body a little bit too, but
he packs some power in there, you know that.
Suddenly this got interesting. The Slovak power play has been excellent in the tournament. They've scored 2 on the man advantage in this game, 3 against the Russians.
2 for 4 today, and they've executed very well.
So deep into the American territory it goes, quickly swept out and away by the Americans for Kozel, who stops this behind the net.
Good for the young man for continuing to compete. Patrick Kozel has kept his team in the game even though he's given up 7.
Plays his junior hockey at the under-18 level in Finland. Chaykovich on the backhand. Passed over to the near side and moved in by Soika. He's got a goal in this game.
We thought we were going to see Samuel Haliva today.
He's the backup. And it was the same tandem. Levi and Kozel at the Hlinka Gretzky. They split that tournament as well, 2 games each. So it looks like a similar strategy will be employed by head coach William Concho at this tournament as well. Drew Helleson takes it, and this Slovak power play hasn't had much cooking. A minute and a half through.
10 minutes to go in this hockey game. There has to be a little more sense of urgency from the Slovakian group, down by 3.
Shot in by Mudrak from center. Comes off the boards, right back down the ice.
To term this one and done would be generous. They haven't even had the one to get done.
If anything, this power play has brought us 2 minutes closer to the conclusion of the game.
Well, it's funny because we felt that the Slovakian squad was really coming and they had the energy and they had the pace. The power play's taken that away from them.
There's a shot for the point. That's kicked out by Rowe. Slovakia still yet to score an even strength goal in the tournament. Now breaking down the ice. Come the Americans, right up the middle. Shot, scores! It's Cole Caulfield again. A hat-trick in back-to-back games, and the Americans pull out in front 8-4.
I saw the finish. I thought it was the player, but I didn't think the penalty was up yet. Coming out of the box after an offensive zone penalty, Jack Hughes, a perfect little pass on a 2-on-1, a pullback. Watch the finish through the 5-hole. Boom, backhand, forehand, 5-hole. Goal number 6. Now, we have 9 as the leaders of the U.S. scorers in history.
Phil Kessel, Brent Sterling.
Both with 9.
Goal for Team USA.
And Cole Caulfield is set to equal that feat in just 3 games.
Math major would say he's 2/3 of the way there, Victor. I'm not a math major, but that's what a math major would say.
Now back the other way comes Slovakia. Shot deflects off a body behind the net. Boy, this is a historic pace already in the tournament for Caulfield. The Americans have Russia on Sunday. That likely won't be an easy matchup for them. The Russians have one of the best young goaltenders for his age in the world, Miroslav Askarov. But they get Latvia on Tuesday as another centering attempt, looking for Lindmark. He's got one already. Elias back the other way.
Well, the momentum swings of power plays, and they haven't gone exactly as we thought. And we'll term that close to a shorthanded goal, although the guy that took the penalty actually scored the goal in Cole Caulfield, but at the end of a shorthanded situation for the U.S. in which the Slovaks generated zero offense, Cole Caulfield nets the hat trick.
And the stick is lifted clean out of the hands of Patrick Moynihan. This is going to be a penalty to Slovakia. He gets his twig back in the hands. His shot directed to the net is stopped, and a power play for the Americans coming up again. So Oliver Turin in the box, the captain of the Slovak squad. The Americans to the power play again. And keep your eyes zeroed in on number 13, Cole Caulfield, who's already got 2 hat-tricks in the tournament, looking for a 4th.
And while you might express surprise at seeing the first unit out there,
there's a shot from Hughes. He scores. And it just keeps coming. How about a hat-trick for Jack Hughes? The Americans with 9 in the contest.
Wow, what a shot. We know about the passing exhibition Jack Hughes can put on, but showing that he has a release as well. Nice pass by Alex Turcotte. Cole Caulfield with the 3rd assist. Reminiscent of a game against the Green Bay Gamblers in March when they set the records. Caulfield had 6 goals that night when they both set records.
On the same play.
On the same play, they actually cut the puck in half.
Hughes got the all-time record for points with the assist, moving ahead of Clayton Keller, and then, of course, Caulfield got the all-time lead in goals ahead of Phil Kessel. The very same play. And they've combined for 6 in this one. Still 7:30 to go, and a bouncing puck finds its way to center ice, where Slovakia bring it over the blue line. Jan Lasik takes a bump. Hoskoch stripped of the puck by Marshall Warren. This one sails right back over the net and off the glass. Now Moynihan guides it over. Sean Farrell tries to weave his way up the middle. Slovakia back to center.
Victor, I'm not sure you can have a goal and 3 assists and have a quiet game, but that's all Alex Turcotte has done today. In the shadow of 5 points from Jack Hughes and, oh yes, 6 points from Cole Caulfield. 3 and 3 for Caulfield, 3 goals and 2 assists for Jack Hughes, a goal and 3 assists for a quiet Alex Turcotte.
Now the most points in a single tournament for an American skater belongs to Phil Kessel as well. He put up 16 one year.
It's going to be broken. I may not be Nostradamus, but it's going to be broken this year.
Now the Slovaks come back in. Taransky tried to center for Sojka. Picked up by Chajkovic. To the point. Mudryk moves it over. On the wing again. Comes back for Mudryk. Shoots. That one's right in off the logo on the jersey of Cam Rowe. USA up big, 9-4. The American Stars are putting on a show in this one. Jack Hughes with 5 points. It's a puck to the net. Rowe bailed out. It's in. Boy, more goals than you can shake a stick at in this one. We're up to 14 as Slovakia make it a 9-5 game.
Like Elias to put that in from the side on a bad angle. The chance in front of the net, and he couldn't put that one in, and he got below the goal line and just threw it back at the net. Actually might have gone off Case McCarthy.
So Slovakia have their first even strength goal at the under-18s.
It did go off Case McCarthy, trying to protect the net.
Boy, this is starting to turn into an all-star game type score.
Ooh, 9-5.
Working hours for the Americans as it's moved back in. And McCarthy separates his man Yellis from the puck. I was about to say as well, Cole Caulfield with 6 points in this game. Hughes is 5. The Slovaks have flexed some of their offensive muscles too.
And their first 5-on-5 goal of the tournament.
As this puck is trapped and hung on tight by Kozel, who has been shelled by the Americans, but he's had a couple great saves, at least to take away for his highlight reel.
He's had a couple of tremendous saves, without a question, earlier in this period. And with the score at manageable levels, Patrick Moynihan with an assist today. Matthew Boldy, another good game with a goal and 2 assists. Marshall Warren with an assist. But the big guys that put big numbers up. Michael Gilden, an assist as well. And then there's a couple of guys with a whole bunch of points.
Who doesn't have a point in this one? It's a better question. Is down to the front. Oh, it's an own goal for Gaidos, who slaps it right into his own net.
Jack Hughes, the beneficiary of that.
Well, and Gaidos right now is looking for the smallest corner in this arena.
Well, he actually shot it. Hughes throws it out in front of the net, and he actually shot the puck. Looked like he was trying to put it in the net, trying to go out of danger, of course. Gaido's got great wood on it. Pounds it home, reaches immediately for his helmet. Says, did I actually do that? Well, that is an own goal, Victor.
That's as obvious as they get for own goals, but if there's any silver lining to it, it doesn't really matter a ton.
Double digits for the U.S. team, and that'll be an unassisted goal for Jack Hughes.
So 4 in the game for Hughes, and a tough one for Gaidos. And Cam York off the boards. Finds Turcotte, ushers it back to the point, shot in right in on Kozel. His glove down and hung on to for the whistle.
Well, a bounce-back game would be an understatement for Jack Hughes after one rather quiet assist and a turnover on a goal yesterday. He and Cole Caulfield have combined for 12 points today. 3 goals and 3 assists for Caulfield, 4 and 2 for Hughes. Mentioned Matthew Boldy with another really strong game.
To the net, scores. There's another. Cam York has his first of the tournament.
Very understated celebration, as it should be, in the 11th goal. 5 for the other team, but a nice backdoor play off the face-off. Cam York going in. The significance of the play is you may have to use it at some other point in the tournament. And that's defenseman to defenseman. Drew Hellison hitting York on the back door. Coverage difficult in that situation for the high forwards off the face-off. It's a good set face-off play. That's the significance of it. It is a face-off play that may be necessary at some point in the game. Cam York, 2 assists in the first game and a nice goal there.
Kind of tough to believe that at one point in this period, Dave, the Slovakians kind of looked like they were still in it.
They were coming.
Now the score reads 11-5 for the United States. They've scored 6 goals in this period. The Slovaks with 3 of their own as USA coming offside.
Really nice pass by Drew Hellison there. Kozel is hanging his head, and he shouldn't be. That's an offensive juggernaut he just faced and made a number of good saves, and I'm not sure whether it was quite a conversation going on between the goaltenders. Samuel was telling Patrick, hey, you got to watch number 6 and number 13 out there. They're really good.
So back around to the near side it comes. And out to center. Taken by Slovakia. Right up the middle. His shot is ramped up and out of play off his stick. That shot taken by Samuel Crutch.
Some good individual performances for the Slovaks. 2 power play goals, 2 penalty kill goals, 2 shorthanded goals rather. Special teams have been just fine on their side. Monroe, despite giving up 5, has had some good saves and got his feet wet in the tournament, which is very important.
Might see him again on Tuesday against Latvia.
Could very well.
Spencer Knight was terrific against the Swedes. Have to figure he'd be the favorite to go Sunday against the Russians. As the puck is swept away, here come the Americans again with a potential odd man rush. A shot fanned on, and Judd Caulfield couldn't get the follow-up chance on net either. As it's backhanded off an American defenseman and down, and this play is called for the hand pass.
Good shot at Henry Thrun, Harvard bound. Hard to get a lot of those guys past. Pass.
Welcome in to all those watching the Canadians at the under-18s. This has been all sorts of wild and wonderful in this contest with an 11-5 U.S. lead right now. A penalty here upcoming. Cole Caulfield has a hat trick. Jack Hughes has 4 in the game, 6 points. The Americans to the man advantage again, looking for more.
A really impressive performance by the big line. Both with 6 points. Caulfield, his 2nd hat trick of the tournament. Jack Hughes with 4 goals tonight. Matthew Boldy, a goal and 2 assists. The big guys have come to play.
So the Americans setting back up on the man advantage with Trajkovic in the box. And how about another for Cole Caulfield? 4th of the game, 7th of the tournament.
Alex Turcotte with his 5th point of the tournament. Just remarkable execution. Little surprised to see the first power play unit on the ice at that point. Certainly you want to polish things up, but perfect execution of a play late in the period. Jack Hughes with the pass across. Turcotte, I believe, got the 2nd assist on the play. He's going up the wall. He's got a quiet 5 points today, if that's possible. Caulfield with his 4th goal of the tournament.
Well, the American goal-scoring record in a single tournament, again, it's a tie. 9 goals for Brett Sterling and Phil Kessel. And Cole Caulfield
with his 7th.
He's nearly equaled it in 2 games, Dave.
Just crazy. 7 points for each of the 2 young stars that broke all the records in the U.S. program, with names such as Phil Kessel and Clayton Keller, records that were broken, points and goals. Goals in a single season by Austin Matthews was broken by Caulfield. And this was a close game. Late in the 2nd period, 4-2, and a late Caulfield goal sort of broke it open. Then 2 early ones in the 3rd period took it to a different level, and now it's a blowout of significant proportion.
So only 3 Americans have ever scored more than 7 in a single tournament. Austin Matthews had 8 as well. As there's a Slovak player down. It's not just Lukas Levicka. He'll be attended to. See what happened here. Took that puck right off the skate from Case McCarthy. Well, it's been a tough one for the Slovaks, and there was a point in this game where they were still hanging around. It was 7-4 in the 3rd after 2 Slovakian shorthanded goals on the same American power play. But the U.S. have taken right off and scored 7 in the 3rd period alone.
They'll get a little breather now with tomorrow off. Back on it on Sunday against the Russians. Be a real good test for them.
And another penalty here. Looks like this one will be to the Americans. That's Owen Lindmark.
John Wroblewski probably won't be overly pleased with the defensive side of things here. Certainly special teams have to be cleaned up, giving up 2 shorthanded goals and 2 power play goals. But overall, the offensive side of things so strong for this extremely talented U.S. team. The favorites in the program.
Now the Slovaks to the power play with 5 power play markers in the tournament. Their 5th goal in this game was their first even strength. The Americans chuck it right down the ice.
Power play kept them in that game against the Soviets. That was the Russians, rather. That was an empty net goal.
The Soviets were a little late
it's a
to that one.
flashback. I'm thinking of my playing days.
So back over the blue line come the Slovaks. Taransky hands this one off. He'll take it right back. Now onto the far side. Shuffled back for Levitska, who's back out there after being rattled by that shot from McCarthy. There's a shot for the point, right in to the glove of Cam Rowe, who served as the backup to Spencer Knight. He's given up 5 in this game, but he's had some nice saves as well, particularly in the second.
And saves their timing when it was 4-2. U.S. late in the second period. Cameron Rowe had a couple of excellent saves to keep it at 4-2, and then a very late goal on the power play by Caulfield made it 5-2, and that was the goal that changed the game.
Rowe from Wilmette, Illinois. Same hometown as Alex Vlasic, the American defenseman, just outside Chicago. Now to the near side. Taransky back into the corner. Takes the return feed. Delivered it to the point for Levitska. Puck squeaks free. Now down the ice. Here comes Patrick Moynihan. Crosses to the far side. And a good shot. That's blockered down by Kozel. That's the one thing the Americans haven't had in this game, is a short-handed marker.
Nice little flash of speed and skill there by Patrick Moynihan. Taking the puck across from his backhand side and putting it on his forehand through the Slovakian defender, getting a good opportunity.
Turin up the ice, had his pass deflected off an American stick.
Could have been icing, but the linesman saying not a single chance I'm calling icing in a 12-5 hockey game.
With 10 seconds to go, this one is all but over. Kozel moves it up the ice. And the Americans, with their stars shining bright, take this one by a 12-5 final.